Hi. So, hi. Today I'm going to be going outside and I'm going to be collecting some broadleaf plantain, and I'm going to be making some plantain salve, or some people call it ointment. Salve and ointment are the same thing. I'm going to show you the steps that I take to make that, and the book that I always use for all my homemade natural remedies is Practical Herbalism by Philip Ritchie. I will do a review on this book sometime, but I wanted to kind of show you a picture of it, if you can see that. Okay, so this is broadleaf plantain, and it's like a bright dark green, and on the underside of the leaves it has vertical ridges. People spend billions of dollars a year, like people in general, spend so much money a year trying to kill this out of their yard. They call it a weed. This plant has amazing medicinal values. It's one of my favorites. The seeds that grow from this are the psyllium seeds that you can buy at pretty much any health food store to help with it's fiber. You can buy the psyllium seeds to help with constipation issues. I'm going to be taking these leaves and I'm going to be making an oil extract out of them, and then I will be using the oil extract to use for an ointment for the salve. And I'm just making this so I can have this on hand for rashes or poison ivy, or bee stings, wasp stings, cuts, scrapes, things like that. That's what I'm making it for. But before I go out and gather them, I just wanted to kind of tell you a few things that my book says that plantain is used for. First of all, I know you can't see this, but down here on the action, this whole, 3.5 lines here, it tells you the things that it can do. I'm just going to read off a few of the more common ones that everyone should be familiar with. It can be used as an expectorant, help cough up mucus, anti-inflammatory, an astringent, anti-venomous, antimicrobial, laxative, and there's more stuff too. Okay, so here on the green box, I'll tell you some of the things that it can treat. Cholesterol, constipation, diabetes, diarrhea, hemorrhoids, indigestion, irritable bowel, kidney and bladder inflammation, liver problems, mouth ulcers and canker sores, uterine tonic. Those are used to treat it internally. Externally, it can treat bites and stings, cuts and bleeding wounds, eczema and psoriasis, leukorrhea and yeast, rashes and contact dermatitis, toothache, ulcers, old sores, and varicose veins. So, I just kind of wanted to give you that quick little overview as to what it can treat. And I'm going to go outside in my yard, and I'm going to harvest some of those broadleaf plantain leaves, and then I will show you how I do that. And then I will show you how I make the plantain salve. Just a few things, and just something that you do need to know: you don't want to harvest wild plants, in public places like parking lots or on roadside, roadways. And you also don't want to harvest them from any place where that property has been sprayed, so like herbicides or any kind of pesticides, in the last 2 years. So just something that you should know is whenever you go to harvest wild plants, you do not want to pick them from a public place such as a parking lot or like roadways. You also don't want to pick them from any place that could have been sprayed for like pesticides, herbicides, things like that, Roundup, within the last 2 years. You don't want to do that. So, you just want to make sure that the land that you're picking it on is how God intended. So here we go. So I've just come back inside from gathering the plantain. So this is what I got. And I could have got a lot more, but I was done picking, walking around the yard looking for, good pieces with no bug bites on them and whole pieces, ones that looked good. And it kind of looks like baby spinach, doesn't it? Like a little salad. But this is plantain. So now I will make a basic oil extract with this, and then we will use that to make the ointment. So before I start making the basic oil extract, I just went ahead and I put the plantain in some cold water, and I'm just kind of sloshing it around here, and and I'll take the pieces and I'll rub them some. Just want to get all the dirt off and just check them, make sure there's no little bug eggs on them. But just basically getting the dirt off, because whenever I took it out of the pan, there was some dirt and debris in the bottom of the pan. So anyway, that's what. Okay, so what I am doing now is I've been letting my plantain set in a strainer and strain off for a little while, and now I'm just taking it and I'm putting it on a paper towel. I'm going to put another paper towel on top and just press out some excess moisture of the water, because our next step will involve oil, and water and oil does not mix very well together. So, and I also don't want the water taking a chance on making my my ointment go bad, grow bacteria and stuff. So, and I could let this, just sit out on the counter overnight on paper towels and like a little baker's rack to kind of, dry some more. I have done that before, and I could do that tonight, but I'm just going to do it this way. It'll be okay because mine will probably be staying in the fridge anyhow. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But, so I will get another paper towel, since this one's pretty used up, and I will dry it again. But just running my hands through it right now, it's a lot drier than it was. So I will go ahead and get another paper towel and press it again. So I finished pressing that a second time, and there's still a little bit of moisture, and it's okay because this is going to have to simmer very, very gently, simmer in the oil for a few hours. And during that time, any of this leftover moisture will evaporate out. And now I'm going to use my knife and chop this up smaller, and by making it into smaller pieces, it will allow the medicinal properties to come out a little bit easier. Okay, I have chopped this up, and now I'm going to put it in a stainless steel pot. You do not want to use aluminum. So, I don't think I can do this one-handed without making a mess. So I will get back to you. Okay, it is in the pot, and like I said, this is a stainless steel pot, and we're going to put in enough olive oil just until we see the top, just until it covers the top. Let me get a spoon. Pushing it down here until I see that Okay. Use some more. It's more oil than I realized it would take. Okay, so I put enough oil in just until, it's on the top there. Made sure that it was just sitting on the top. And I don't know if you saw the bottle of olive oil once I started, but I've used this much, quite a bit. Okay, so now we're going to turn it on low. What we're going to do though, let me get it steady here. Okay, we're going to start it on a very low temperature and gently raise the temperature until it just starts to bubble. And then once it starts to bubble, we will back the temperature off on low, and it will, cook, simmer on low, like your lowest setting. And while it's doing that, you need to stir it frequently. And this can take a few hours, this process. My book says it can take 4 to 5 hours, maybe even more, it said, but it said that it's done whenever the plantain is kind of crispy looking. So this will just be a patient waiting game. Alright, and whenever it is done and all crispy looking, I will show it to you then. Okay, so this hasn't even been 30 seconds since I just recorded. And can you hear it? Bubbling. Can you see the bubbles around the outside? The stove heats up so fast. Okay, so that's my lowest setting, and it's probably still going to bubble quite a bit. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention is do not put a lid on there. Okay, we want to get that moisture, the water out. So don't put a lid on this. So I wanted to show you what it looks like right now. This has been cooking for 20 minutes so far. And it's a dark green. You can see. Almost looks like wilted spinach, like wilted chopped spinach. Anyhow, I don't know if you can see this or not, but some of the sides are getting really dark, almost crispy looking, not crispy feeling, but kind of crispy looking somewhat. Can you hear it still? Still bubbling, still being crispy. And it has been cooking on my lowest setting like that for 20 minutes. I think that this particular pot will be done well before the 4-hour mark. And like I said earlier, I have made this before. I kind of done it my own way before. I just followed the directions loosely, and it worked just fine. It lasted for like 2 or 3 years in the cabinet before we finally used it all. But I didn't really like the smell of it. It just smelled, grassy. So I am trying to follow the directions this time to a T, and I am thinking about adding some essential oils to it. I'm not sure yet. I'm looking at what I have and deciding what to do. Okay, I wanted to show you what it looks like now that it is done. Remember how it said that it would be crispy? If you listen, hear that? See? They are crispy. Okay, and this has only been cooking for 31 minutes, and this part is done. Okay, so we have our oil extract done now, And I have already strained it and filtered it, so it's good to go. So the next thing we gotta do, so this is the basic oil extract. The next thing we've got to do, we're going to make the ointment now. So you will need some beeswax. I'm just eyeballing all of this, but you'll need some beeswax. And beeswax I bought, it looked like this. The lady that had made it, she put it in some candle holders, some candle vases, and this is what I bought, I don't know, like 5 of these. And you can see I've been grating them on the grater, and they look like this. So I'm just going to dump a few in at a time until I feel like it's enough to make this thick. Okay, so we'll turn the burner on, just kind of have a low heat, and just put enough, just put some in there, and then it'll melt and dissolve, and you'll want to stir it to incorporate it. Like I said, I just turned the heat on, so maybe a little bit, but it's already starting. But anyway, you're just going to put enough in there to where you think that it'll be thick enough to how you like it. Of course, this will solidify once you're done with it and you put it in the jar and it sits out on the counter or the fridge. It will solidify. So you can see that what I've already put in here has already melted. I think I'm just going to go ahead and I'll just go ahead and put all of it in here. Okay, it is all melted now. So I have just now turned the heat off. It's all melted. So now I will put in I'll put in 2 vitamin E gel tabs. But I will have to cut off the end. Like that, and just squeeze it in there. And the vitamin E will help to preserve the shelf life of this. Alright, and here's the second one. Now, you could stop there if you wanted to, or you could go on and you could add some essential oils, for added benefit or just for good smell. The last time I made this, I did not add any oils, and it, kind of smelled grassy. I didn't really like that. So, I got out my oils, and I didn't really know which one I wanted to add. I have several, but I couldn't decide between peppermint or lavender. And I think I'm going to try lavender. So, I just took my bottle, and I'm just going to put, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, I don't know, maybe 4. I'll just put 4 drops of the essential oil lavender in there. I'm just stirring it real good. Now I'm just going to put it in a little 1/2 pint jar, and this will sit on the counter and it will solidify. It's actually the perfect amount. So I I will show you what this looks like after a few hours. Hopefully it will be solid by then. So this is what the Plantain Salve or ointment looks like. You can see it's a solid. Okay, so I just thought I would show you the final product, and thank you for watching. So I thought I would just do a quick little update video. This is the Plantain Salve that I had made in October of 2016. The month currently is March 2017. And you can see we have used quite a bit of it. This has been staying in the cabinet in the bathroom under the sink. And I only put in 4 drops of the lavender, and when you smell it from the jar, it doesn't really have a lavender smell, but once you rub it on your body, you can smell a faint lavender smell. It's a nice moisturizer. We've been using it for like some little dry skin irritations. It soothes nicely for that. So I just thought that I would just give you a little update. So thank you for watching.